agenda for today. For housekeeping, kindly, I will request that we do mute our microphone, as well as our video. But I do know we'll have an opportunity to interact as the session commences. But kindly, as we join in, kindly mute or put your video off. But morning, everyone from Kenya and across East Africa. Thank you so much for joining us here at KCDF, specifically for the TechSoup Kenya program. Today's agenda really is to have a discussion around the changes that have been happening that continue to affect us as nonprofits. Microsoft, who is a big partner in terms of the TechSoup or the technology program, has had some changes, and this affects nonprofits just like us. And we want to highlight what those changes mean for nonprofits like yourselves. If you have Microsoft licenses, what does that mean moving forward? Also, we want to highlight what offers are there for nonprofits to take advantage of, especially in the context of the digital age that we are in. What opportunities are there for nonprofits? Also highlighting the level of changes. The changes are not happening all at once, but there are gradual changes within the Microsoft donation program, as well as looking at or demystifying what cloud is and what cloud is able to offer. So I will definitely allow maybe the KCDF team to introduce themselves. My name is Natasha Murigo. I am the communications manager at KCDF, and I also take lead in the TechSoup Kenya program. I will allow my other colleagues who are present, who are going to be taking us through this webinar session, to also introduce themselves.
Thank you, Natasha. Hello, everyone. My name is Lydia Wangeshi, and I work very closely with Natasha in supporting her with the technology donation program. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angeline Silla. I work hand in hand with Natasha and Lydia at KCDF. I'm the digital marketing support for the technology donation program known as TechSoup.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sofia Ngamau. I work closely with the team that just introduced themselves. My role being digital customer service, as well as support some of the safety support on TechSoup. Welcome, everyone.
Morning, everyone. My name is Deborah Meto. I'm a communication officer at KCDF, and we work closely with the TechSoup team. Karibuni sana. Welcome.
Thank you, everyone. At this juncture, I want to introduce the subject matter expert who's going to be taking us through today's session. Lydia is the program officer, IT support for KCDF and the technology program TechSoup Kenya. She will be highlighting what these changes are. When we talk about the Microsoft donation program under TechSoup, she'll highlight what that means and what are the changes and how that affects you as a nonprofit in terms of planning. Also highlighting some of these key elements in terms of changes, and also how our role as TechSoup Kenya continues in terms of supporting you, even as we navigate these changes or this particular period. We continue to learn from you as nonprofits. We do welcome all your questions, your queries, your concerns, but definitely in terms of today's session, please take advantage and really let's have a dialogue around what concerns you have around what Lydia will be taking us through. So Lydia, welcome and thank you.
Sorry, thank you, Natasha. Again, welcome everyone from Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Burundi, some from Ethiopia. Very much welcome to this webinar. As Natasha said, I'll be taking you through the changes that are currently or have been happening with Microsoft, what to expect now, what to expect in future, and how we can support you throughout these changes. Just confirm whether you can see the full presentation. Okay, all right. Thank you, Natasha. As we all know, TechSoup is a nonprofit in itself that connects communities or nonprofit organizations to affordable technology solutions. We do provide software at a small administrative fee. We do have courses that can complement the software that we provide. We also do have IT consultants that are readily available to give you advice and recommend on what your organization requires in terms of IT, among many other things that we do provide in-house. So I'll just start with the Microsoft offers that are currently available for nonprofits in East Africa. What is currently available as at today are Microsoft on-premise software and Microsoft cloud products. So I will just start with the on-premise software just to break down what on-premise means, what cloud means. I'll just start with on-premise. The on-premise software are the applications that you download into your device, your laptop or your desktop. You download them and you use them for life. They are a one-time purchase and they are perpetual licenses, meaning that you can use them for life. You pay once and you continue using them. There are no recurring expenses to the on-premise software. Just to mention, some of these are the office applications that most of us are familiar with, the Words, the Excels, the PowerPoints, also the Windows operating systems, such as the on-premise software. You download and install them to your devices. Also with the on-premise software, you get free patches and updates between version releases. So if there's a bug and there's a new patch to sort it out, you get the patch for free, as well as updates that you need to do manually. Most of us see the pop-up when the Windows operating system has new updates. There's usually a pop-up on the bottom right of the screens that prompts us to update the software. So that is also included in the on-premise software. Also, the on-premise, you get full version releases every 18 to 24 months. By releases, we mean, for example, Office Standard 2016, Office Standard 2021, Windows Operating System 8, Windows 11. That's what we mean by version releases, which Microsoft does 18 to 24 months. And then under the Microsoft on-premise software, we have two categories. We have the donated and the discounted. So we'll just go through the two of them. The donated means that these are fully donated software provided by Microsoft through the TechSoup program, and you get them at a small administrative fee. We charge this administrative fee to cover our day-to-day costs, just to make sure that we are able to sustain ourselves. And the donated licenses have a limit of 50 licenses per product. Again, the donated licenses are mainly the standard level products for small to mid-sized nonprofits. And by standard level products, I mean an example of Office Standard. That is an example of the standard product, or Windows Server software. That is also a standard level product for small to mid-sized nonprofits that do not have many staff or many employees. Also with the donated software, as of January 4th, the donated software do not include software assurance. If you've purchased software from TechSoup before, you do know that they used to come with software assurance, that is as at December 31st, before the changes started in January, you could purchase Office Standard and have software assurance. And software assurance mainly means the main benefit that comes with it is that you're able to get a new version release when Microsoft releases a new, probably Office Standard product. So let's say you bought Office 2016, and in 18 months, Microsoft releases Office 2019. So you'll be able to get that upgrade of Office 2019 for free with software assurance. But that has since stopped since January of this year. So as of January, or also as of today, if you buy an Office Standard right now, you will not be able to get software assurance. And a part of the changes that we'll also cover is that because you do not have software assurance, you'll also not be able to downgrade to a lower version. Say you have Office Standard 2019 currently, and you wanted to use Office, your preference was Office Standard 2016. You are able to downgrade with software assurance. But moving forward, that will not be possible. You'll only be getting the latest version of the Microsoft products. So that's we've covered donation, the donated Microsoft products. We'll now move to the discounted on-premise Microsoft products. These are provided by Microsoft through the technology donation program at a 60 to 75% discount. With the discounted products, you can get an unlimited number of licenses that you want. Remember, with the donated, we said it has a cap limit of 50 licenses, but with the discounted, you can get as many as you want. And this covers mainly the premium or professional products. By this, we mean the Office Professional. I had mentioned Office Standard is in the donated category, Office Standard, and the difference is that Office Standard does not come with access. But if you get Office Professional, which is considered to be a premium product, it comes with access, and it comes at a much higher cost than the Office Standard. But still, the cost is much cheaper than the market price. Also, if you wanted standard level products with quantities of more than 50 licenses, because we said under the donated, you can get the standard products, but at a limit of 50 licenses. But if you wanted more, you could still take 50 donated licenses and then opt for the extra licenses through the Microsoft discounted option. But the prices you'll see will differ because the discounted products have a higher cost to them. Also, under the discounted products, you have an option of purchasing license-only products, or you can bundle them a product with software assurance. So you can take probably Office Professional Office Professional without software assurance, or you can get Office Professional with software assurance. So those are some of the differences between the Microsoft on-premise donated and discounted products and available under the technology donation program. Feel free to, I'm on presenter mode, so I will not be able to see the comments in the chat box currently, but feel free to note them down and include them in the chat. I'll be able to respond as we go on. We'll now move to the cloud products that are available as of today to nonprofit organizations through TechSoup. We said that on-premise is a one-time purchase, does not have recurring expenses. When we move to cloud, you'll see that it is subscription-based. It has an annual or monthly or quarterly cost attached to it. So it is a recurring subscription. It has regular feature updates because since it is hosted in the cloud, Microsoft does the updates for you. So you don't need to go in manually and do the updates yourself. It also requires a stable internet connection for updates. I know this will be a concern to many nonprofits. Considering this part of the world, we could be having organizations having challenges with access to stable internet. It is something that we've taken note of, but unfortunately with cloud, you need to have readily and available internet connection for the updates. For syncing, for example, you can sync your documents that are saved on your desktop or on your My Documents folder in your computer, and sync those documents automatically in the cloud. So you will need internet for that. But you can still keep them on standby. For example, you can work on a Word document, save it on your desktop without internet. And then once you get access to internet, because your computer is automatically synced to your Microsoft account, the document will be automatically uploaded to the cloud and saved in your OneDrive folder. Also, with cloud, you will need working stable internet for you to collaborate. And by collaboration, we mean the online versions of Word, of Excel, and of PowerPoint. If you want to collaborate online with your peers or with your colleagues, you will need internet for that. Also, just very similar to the on-premise software, cloud also has donated and discounted plans for you to choose, depending on your budget. You have donated ones for organizations with limited budgets and discounted for organizations that had planned for these licenses and are looking probably for more enhanced features. The Microsoft Cloud donated and discounted products have rich subscription plans that are discounted, and you can have also a mix and match of these plans. You can have some of your employees on the paid plans, you can have some of your employees on the free or donated plans. And there are some limits to the licenses depending on the subscription plans, but we'll be able to cover the plans as we move on. We'll take you through the plans that are free, the plans that are paid, the limitations in terms of number of licenses. We'll go through that as we move on. Also, the pricing on the Microsoft Cloud products are protected for 12 months. So there will be no change in pricing for the 12 months that you'll be using the software for. Also, costs compared with on-premise are lower when you consider the total cost of ownership, because again, with cloud, everything is hosted for you by Microsoft in their cloud servers. So there are no purchase for you to do. In terms of purchase, we mean like updates or upgrades. Like I remember early January, or was it, I think, either on 31st December or 1st of January, there was an attack on organizations that had Exchange server installed in their organizations, which may have affected your emails. And so those are some of the patches that we're talking about that you no longer have to worry about when you move cloud, because Microsoft ensures that you're always up to date. We'll move on to the next slide on the advantages and disadvantages of being on-premise and being on cloud. We'll start with being on-premise. Again, we mentioned that with on-premise, it is a one-off purchase, a one-time purchase, and you forget about it. There's no need for you to look for additional funding to cover the cost of these licenses. And also an advantage with the on-premise is that Microsoft Software Assurance makes you eligible for you to upgrade your software to the latest version. And software assurance was usually available for 2 years. So within the 2 years, if Microsoft produces or releases a new version of a Microsoft product, you are able to get it for free within the 2 years. A disadvantage of the on-premise is also, again, the one-time expense. In the long run, it does turn out to be expensive, because if you currently have Office 2021, which is the most current available version of Office, and then Microsoft releases Office 2023, it means that you will need to go back again and purchase Office 2023. So in the long run, it does turn out to be expensive compared to the cloud. Also with the on-premise, you need to upgrade, again, just what I've mentioned, every probably 3 to 5 years for you to also get support, because also as new versions, as Microsoft releases new versions, they stop or reduce support for old or previous versions. And if they stop or limit support for that, it means that you may be at risk of attacks. Also with the on-premise ones, another advantage is that you're responsible to make sure that your systems stay up to date, patched and secure. As I mentioned with cloud, you do not need to worry about that. Microsoft takes care of that for you on your behalf. Again, advantages of the cloud is that you can spread out the cost over time. You can get a monthly subscription, you can get quarterly subscription, you can get an annual subscription, and you can just take the licenses that you need. You are at liberty to reduce the licenses if you decide to cut off on staff, or even if you decide to increase on number of staff, you can just come to us and increase the number of licenses. Also, software updates and features happen automatically, of course, courtesy of Microsoft, because they are our data is hosted in their cloud servers, so they are the ones responsible to do the updates and the patches. Again, you can turn on and off licenses as needed. You do not need to have them on all through. No server hardware or software maintenance expenses compared to the on-premise software, because with on-premise you'll need to have hardware and an individual or a dedicated resource to manage the hardware and to take care of the updates and the patches. With the cloud, another advantage is that you access your applications and files anywhere. With cloud, you can work anywhere you are on any device, as long as you have internet connection. Even if your computer or your laptop is stolen and you had your emails in Microsoft servers and your documents stored in the cloud, you can just ask for a colleague's colleague and just log into the browser. You have access to all your documents and all your emails, or you get a new laptop and do the same, access your emails on the browser. Nothing stops you to continue working, so it ensures business continuity. Also, you have more robust security features for all your staff compared to on-premise, because with cloud, all the solutions have the latest patches, so all of you will be on the same versions and have the same security features. Disadvantage could be costs also, because we do have small nonprofits that only have a budget for a one-time purchase. But again, as we mentioned, in the long run, it does end up being expensive, because you'll need to get an upgrade whenever a new version comes out. But with cloud, you have a recurring charge, but you also get the most up-to-date version of all the Microsoft Cloud software. Another disadvantage is that you may need to retain staff on applications and workflows one time, and also be dependent on internet connection. We had mentioned that this is an increasing concern for most of our partners, and that we are taking note of, and we understand that without internet, there's no way of you working in the cloud. But if you're only looking at least getting the Office applications through the cloud, you can still download Word, Excel, PowerPoint to your desktop and continue working even if you do not have internet connection. And then once you get somewhere with stable internet, you can continue collaborating in the cloud. So we'll just go through the program changes that have been occurring since towards the end of last year, are currently happening, and we also anticipate more changes in the future. And we'll start with the first one as of January 4th of this year, 2022, which are the changes on the Microsoft on-premise donated request process. If you've been a TechSoup member for a while and purchased products from us, you do recall that you used to download your software through the Microsoft Volume Licensing Center, which we commonly call VLSC. So you would purchase your product, we send you a fulfillment email with instructions on how to access and download your software through Microsoft Volume Licensing Center. So that will no longer be the process as of January 4th of this year. So the new process will be that you add a product, you log into your TechSoup account, add the product to your shopping cart, and you'll be prompted on the same interface, you'll be prompted to create an account, a Microsoft account, through the Microsoft for Nonprofit portal. I'll have probably one of my colleagues include the Microsoft for Nonprofit website in the chat, but also we'll be able to share the link later on after this call. So you'll have to create a Microsoft account on the Microsoft for Nonprofit website, and you'll have to be validated. And then we send you a link to accept TechSoup to be your reseller, after which now you'll be able to access the software through the Microsoft 365 Administration Center. If you're already on cloud, I think you have probably a slight idea of how the Microsoft 365 Admin Center looks like. So that is where all your software purchased will be. That is where the key will be. That is where you'll be able to download the software. So it is no longer Volume Licensing Center, but Microsoft 365 Admin Center. This does not mean that you will have to move your emails to cloud if you're looking only to purchase on-premise software. No, it's just the download process is what has changed. You'll just no longer be downloading them from VLSC, but from Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and still retain what you are currently using for your emails. Just allow me to interject that don't feel pressured or be in a hurry to take notes of this presentation. We will share the recording as well as the slides with you before the week ends. So don't worry about that. We'll be able to share the recording and the slides as well. Also, if you need to refer anything to today's presentation, you'll have the slides with you. So that is a very big change that will happen in terms of access or requesting the products. You come to the TechSoup website, catalog, you log into your account, add the product to your cart, create a Microsoft for Nonprofit account, you're validated, you accept TechSoup to be your reseller, and then you'll have the product ready to download in 24 hours. That's a big change, and we will be responding to queries regarding that. Please feel free to write to us. Also, some of the slides will be having our email address at the bottom. You can also write to us through that. The new process to download on-premise Microsoft products, just as I've mentioned, will be through the Microsoft 365 administration portal. You will have 5 days to download the software that you requested. So if you miss this download period of 5 days, you will be able to contact TechSoup for a new link, which we'll share with you, and you will again regain access to the product link for you to be able to download. So if the 5 days lapse and you haven't been able to download the software, just write to us. We'll reshare a new link with you for you to be able to download the products. Also, Microsoft will no longer offer specific version products. Organizations will no longer be able to downgrade. I had mentioned this in the earlier slides that you won't be able to get a free upgrade of the newest version. If Microsoft releases a new version, you'll no longer be able to get the free upgrade, because the on-premise, again, software we said, do not come with software assurance. So you won't be able to upgrade and you won't be able to downgrade. That is also part of the change to take note of. Software assurance is no longer included again. So again, not being able to download, to downgrade or upgrade the license version. So with the new changes that are currently happening, you will only have access to the latest version. If it is like currently Windows 11 is what is currently out. So you'll only have access to Windows 11. You won't have access to Windows 10. Currently Office 2021 is what is the latest version of Microsoft product available in terms of Office applications. You won't be able to access Office 2019 or Office 2013 or Office 2016. You'll only have the latest version of the product. So the previous slide was of changes as at January 4th of this year, and we have more just changes happening as at January 4th, as at April 4th of this year, 2022. So most on-premise products will no longer be available to nonprofits as a donation beginning April 4th of 2022. So the products will no longer be a donation, but will be moved to the discounted category, which is where we said there'll be is a 60 to 70% off. You make savings of up to 60 to 70%. So they'll no longer be a donation, but will be discounted. These products will be available again through TechSoup, but only at a charitable discounted prices. Just to mention that if you've gone through a catalog in the respective countries that you are, if it is the TechSoup Uganda catalog, TechSoup Ethiopia catalog, you will notice that a Windows operating system is not in the catalog. We only have the upgrade Windows available. So if you have a genuine or licensed Windows that is old, let's say Windows 7 or 8, and you want to upgrade to Windows 11, you can get that option. But if you have completely new machines that do not have operating system, or you have a software operating system that is not licensed, unfortunately, we do not have Windows operating system at the moment. It was removed from the catalog as at December 31st, and it will only be back on April 4th of this year. Also, just to take note is that since the donated products will no longer be available at a small administrative fee, but at a discount, it means that the current on-premise software example Office standard, which is still available as a donation up to April 4th, the price will increase 3 to 4 times of the current administrative fee. That's why it is making it a donation, a discounted product and not a donated product anymore. So again, as we're having this conversation, we urge you to take advantage of the current administrative fee because I think it is around $40. I'm sure it's not more than 50. It's probably $40 to $50 for one Office standard product, and you'll get Office Standard 2021. Currently going for between $40 to $50, but as at April 4th, it will no longer be a donation for $40, but it will be a discounted product, and we are looking at the price going up 3 to 4 times of what is currently available. So just again, please take advantage of that. The products that will be available as a donation will be the Windows operating system, which will be back on April 4th. Currently, we don't have it, but it will remain as a donation. We will charge a small administrative fee for it. Other 2 products that will also be available as a donation will be the Windows Server and SQL Server. We'll also have an option for public libraries. A limited set of on-premise donations will be available for computer labs and public access computers with shared devices. This mostly covers public libraries that have interconnected or shared devices. That we will have an option for them, a donated option for them. But also an option to look at since the products will no longer be a donation and will be a discounted Microsoft option, would be the cloud donated products. We do have organizations will be able to request Microsoft products through us. This will include several donation offers TechSoup recommends. Again, we said that we do offer consultancy for free, so you can write to us and we'll be able to recommend the Microsoft Cloud plans that are readily available, both paid and both free, but we'll also be able to go through them in the next slide. Because in the long run, you will be able to see that the Office standard that will now be discounted as at April 4th, and the annual subscription that you pay for a cloud product, you would end up seeing that the recurring charge ends up being cheaper than the one-off or one-time purchase of an Office standard product. Because again, when Microsoft will release a new version, we'll have to come back to us and purchase it through TechSoup for maybe probably, let's say 3 or 4 times of that maybe would be $400 compared to the current $40 that it is readily available for. And you will get a Microsoft plan that is cheaper than that. So probably it is an option to look at. Again, we'll be able to support you through these licenses and take you through them and recommend one that is suitable for you. If you have a limited budget and you're looking to only use the email option, we do have a plan available for you. If you're looking for more robust and more enhanced security features, we also have a plan that we can recommend for your nonprofit. So we'll go through, yes, please.
Just before we transition to the cloud offers, there are a couple of questions. Let me just highlight for you. One is from Irankunda Uwezo. He's asking if they are shifting, if the organization is shifting from the Gmail platform, because they've received a donation from Microsoft. Is there any way to shift all their emails to Outlook without them losing their data? And the second is from George, making an inquiry around the consultation services. Is it for free or is it at a fee?
Okay. Okay. For email migration, we do provide that as a service. We do migrate your emails from your current emailing platform, if it is webmail, if it is Gmail, to Outlook or Microsoft 365, and you will not lose any of your old emails. We'll migrate your inbox, your sent items, you'll migrate everything in your current emailing platform to Microsoft 365. So if you need to refer to an old email in Microsoft 365, you'll still be able to do that. We also ensure minimal downtime so that you can still continue to work as we do the email migration. So that is very possible. We do offer that as a service. When you're ready to do so, just let us know and we'll guide you through the whole process. Again, consultation, there's a question on consultation. Consultation is absolutely free. If you if you call us, we can do a phone call consultation. We can do a remote, a Zoom call, and offer you the advice or what we recommend for your nonprofit. That is also completely free. We only charge you for the service, but we will not charge you for the consultation. For us to understand your IT environment and recommend software, we do not charge you for the advice that we give. That will be completely free.
And then there's a question from East Africa Philanthropy Network, EAPN. They're asking if they can do the setup alone or do they have to work with TechSoup Kenya?
If you have a dedicated IT resource that can do it, we'll just give you the licenses and then they can do the setup for you. Yeah, you do not need us. If you know how to do it, we'll just provision you the licenses and you can do the email migration for yourself. So if you have a dedicated resource for that, it is okay. You can still do it by yourself. But again, it is a complicated process that needs some technical expertise. But if you're comfortable doing it, then there is no problem with that. Is there another question, Natasha?
Yeah, Irankunda Uwezo, I think we can perhaps reach out to them in terms of the conversation around email migration, because they've asked about the costing. So we'll reach out to them on the side. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Also, again, just before we proceed, something that I may have left out is that for current TechSoup members that have purchased Microsoft products from us before and accessed them through VLSC, there is a very common question of whether you will lose your current licenses in VLSC. The answer is no. You will still have access to VLSC and have your license, but eventually Microsoft is looking for a way to migrate your licenses from VLSC to Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So new licenses, new on-premise license products that you purchase from now moving forward, you will download them through Microsoft 365 Administration Center. But your old licenses, you'll still be able to access them through VLSC. So you'll retain the same logins for VLSC, and you can log in whenever you want the old licenses. Or once Microsoft finds a way to migrate licenses from VLSC to Microsoft 365, we'll still be able to communicate that and take you through the process. So you will not lose the licenses that are current on your VLSC account. So the next slide, we'll just move to the plans that are available. We have the Microsoft 360, the business, what we call in short, the business licenses and the enterprise licenses. Enterprise licenses will be in the next slide. We'll just start with the business ones, and the business are just mainly for organizations with less than 300 users or staff, and the enterprise licenses are for organizations with more than 300 staff or users. We have 3 options for the Microsoft 365 business plans. We have a business basic, business standard, business premium. All of this you can get up to a maximum of 300 license. With business basic, it is a free donation. It is a grant offered by Microsoft to nonprofits for $0. So you get it for at no cost. And we have business standard and business premium, which are paid licenses. The main difference between the basic and the paid plans is that with the basic, which is free, you cannot download Office applications to your desktop. So you have all other Microsoft 365 applications, but only difference is that you cannot download them to your desktop. How you download Office standard from VLSC, and you can use it offline on your desktop, is the same way that with the paid plans, you download Office applications from Microsoft 365 Admin Center. You'll download the Words, the Excels, the PowerPoint, Access, Publisher. You'll download them to your desktop, and you can be able to use them offline if you do not have internet. But with Business Basic, you only have the online options of the Office applications. That is the main difference between the paid and the free plans. So the paid plans are business standard, which goes for $3 per user per month, and Microsoft 365 business premium, which goes for $5 per user per month. Again, remember we mentioned you can have a mix and match of the licenses. So you can have some on business premium and have some on basic, business basic. So if you have employees who only need emails, probably you have an event or a big project, and you anticipate getting volunteers to help with that, who need to collaborate and communicate with on email. You can get them the free plan, the business basic, and just have the key staff on the paid plans. And the paid and the free licenses work together seamlessly. You will not notice any difference, only that with one, you cannot download Office applications to your desktop. Currently, there has been an offer ongoing since the Microsoft 365 Business Premium was launched, whereby we are giving 10 free licenses for the first users, and then you only pay for additional licenses. So if you're an organization with 5 staff, 3 staff members, 8 staff members, 10 staff members, you can consider the Microsoft 365 Business Premium option. It has all the 365 applications. You can also download Office applications to your desktop. It also has enhanced security features, which you can see at the bottom of the Microsoft 365 Business Premium option. It has enhanced security features. And also you can get a free upgrade of operating system. So if you have a licensed or genuine Windows 7 or Windows 8, you'll be able to upgrade to Windows 11 or Windows 10 for free with Microsoft 365 Business Premium option. So we urge you, if you're an organization with a limited budget, but still want to move to cloud and you're less than 10, please consider the Microsoft 365 Business Premium option. And you'll have up-to-date products in terms of Office application, in terms of the applications such as OneDrive, the SharePoint, the Teams for virtual meetings. You'll have access to all of that at no cost, at $0 if you're less than 10. And if you're more, again, if you're, let's say, 20 employees in your organization, you can take the first 10 for free, and then we only bill you for the 10 other users at $5 per user per month. So those were the business, Microsoft 365 business plans. We'll move to the enterprise plans. Yeah, so the E that you see there, E1, E3, E5 stands for enterprise. And these are for organizations, large organizations, large nonprofits with more than 300 employees or staff. So again, we do have the E1, Office 365 E1, Office 365 E3, and Office 365 E5. Office 365 E1 used to be a donation, but that also changed in line with the Microsoft strategies. It's no longer a donation, but it is discounted at $2 per user per month. We did send out this communication also sometime last year for organizations that were on Office 365 E1, communicating that they are no longer free, but you still retain and use the Office 365 E1 licenses and also renew them for free. So what you'll be billed for is for new licenses of Office 365 E1. So time of renewal for old Office 365 E1 licenses will be free, but new licenses is what you'll be charged $2 per user per month. Office 365 E3 goes for $4.50 per user per month, and Office 365 E5 goes for $14 per user per month. Again, also with the business options, the E1, E3, and E5. E1, you cannot download Office applications to your desktop. But with E3 and E5, you can download Office applications to your desktop. And if you're looking for enhanced, robust security features, you can consider the Office 365 E3 or Office 365 E5. Also, there's a note down there. Organizations already have Office 365 E1 or E2 licenses as a donation. Continue to use these licenses. Again, I said you'll continue to use them and renew them for free. But for E2, please notice that it's no longer in production. This is a very, very old license subscription. It is no longer available, but we still see some organizations having it. So if you're currently on E1 or E2, renewal will continue to be free and be charged for new subscriptions. I can take more questions.
Yeah, let me highlight. I think maybe, I don't know if Gloria would just come on mic to give clarity in terms of her question, because she's asked, when do we start the migration? But Gloria, perhaps maybe you can ask us directly in terms of the context for that question. I don't know if Gloria is.
Hi, thank you. I've heard that this offers ends until 4th of April, right? Yes, so when do we start the process?
Gloria, we just said that if you're looking to purchase any on-premise software such as Office Standard, we urge you to purchase it now before April 4th, because it will no longer be a donation, but a discounted product. And then in terms of emails, nothing, in terms of Microsoft Cloud products, nothing has changed in regards to that. Nothing will change even after April 4th regarding Microsoft Cloud licenses. So the changes are on-premise software no longer being a donation, and also how you access and download the software, the on-premise software. Those are the two major changes: how you access the on-premise software, and them no longer being a donation, but a discount.
Okay.
Adrian Leitoro from NAPO has asked, how long does the offer for Microsoft 365 Business Premium run?
It's indefinite. It's been there since the Business Premium launched. The Business Premium plan was launched many years ago, and it will continue to be free. So the 10 free will not change and later be a paid subscription. So it will remain to be free, and then you only pay for the additional licenses.
Thanks, Lydia. Charles from Ojima Foundation is asking also, I think, about the offer, how long it's running. Is it 1 year, then you start paying for it? Just elaborate on that.
Yes, so it will be completely free, even during time of renewal. The 10 you'll be able to renew for free. Next year, the following year, in the next 5 years, you'll renew the 10 for free.
Yeah, thanks. I think Kefa also was asking the same question, and what happens at renewal. Sylvia Amalo is asking, what are the PC specifications for Microsoft 365? In terms of hardware, in terms of hardware, what are the specifications for Microsoft 365?
Okay, probably we can look into that and share with her, but just basically it does not need any high level hardware specifications, just something basic. If you have a Microsoft that is a Core i3, that will suffice. You don't need any expensive hardware or laptop for you to access Office 365. Plus, you still have the option of accessing it online via the browser. So if you have a hardware with lesser specifications, but you have access to an internet connection, a browser, then you'll still be able to access your emails and documents. But probably you can write to us if you need more specific answers to the hardware. Just write to us to support@techsouppkenya.or.ke.
And I think we'll be able to give our email and contact in case anybody wants to reach out to us for further clarification or conversation around what we are able to offer. I think I want Alfred Sigo to come on mic to ask the question, because the question is around what are the cost implications, just so that can give clarity. And then the final question for now was Japheth was asking about the business premium for the first 10 users. How long does the free offer for the business premium for the first 10 users last? Alfred, kindly ask your question directly. Oh, maybe he's stepped out, but I think Lydia, you can continue.
This is just a table that shows a comparison for the licenses that we've just mentioned, the business licenses and the enterprise licenses. Again, we will share this presentation with you. You'll be able to see the comparison and differences. Even you can click on the links for more information. They are hyperlinked, so we'll be able to share this, but we've gone through most of what is in this table. Okay. So there was I think we are coming probably towards the end of the presentation, but this is also something that we can mention about utilization requirements that you need to take note of if you're using a free plan of other Microsoft Cloud licenses. So if you're using Office 365 E1, which is was no longer a donation, but is now being charged $2 per user per month, and E2, which is an older plan, Microsoft 365 Business Basic, which is completely free, Microsoft 365 Business Premium, the 10 free licenses. If you're using any of these mentioned plans, Microsoft requires that you use at least 85% of the features in these plans. So what they're doing, what they want to do is that they wouldn't want to provide you with these Microsoft licenses. Probably you request more than what you need, and we have a demand of these licenses from other nonprofits. So they do want to make sure that everyone gets some of these licenses, be it free or paid, especially the free ones, considering the limited budgets that nonprofits have in terms of their IT. So they just want you to request licenses that you need, and also ensure that you utilize some of the applications that come with the licenses, at least 85% of them. So at the bottom right, bottom left, under utilization, 85% of assigned licensed users need to be using at least one Microsoft 365 cloud service within 90 days. So, and by also assigned, it means that we have provisioned you with, let's say, 90 Microsoft Cloud licenses, and then you assign only 80 of them, and you have 10 extra ones. So the 80, by assigning, means that they are attached to a user or to a mailbox. Say support@exopkenya.org.ke is among the 80 licenses that you have assigned users in your organization. So I must make sure, me as support@exopkenya.org.ke, I at least use one of the Microsoft 365 applications in 90 days. At least I log into my account. I maybe save a document on OneDrive, or I maybe use Teams for a call in 90 days. So if they see that in the 90 days, a user is not active on Microsoft 365, they do prompt you, they do send you an alert that, hey, please, we noticed no activity in your account. Please try utilize some of these features for you to enjoy the benefits of Microsoft 365 Cloud. And then again, if they see no activity, they send you another email prompting you that if they see no activity, then unfortunately, they take away the licenses. So they do it gradually, they do not do it all at once. So as much as you request for the licenses and you assign them, just make sure that there's some activity. You log into your 365 account, you send out an email, you upload a document on OneDrive, just so that you still retain the licenses. Because people take advantage of this and misuse the licenses, they request for 250, and there may be only 100 in the organization, and we still have other nonprofits that really need these licenses. So they just want you to request licenses that you require. Otherwise, they'll take away the extra licenses that you've requested for and not using or not have assigned. So we will, as we share this presentation, we have a link under the resource on how you can, as an Office 365 administrator, how you can check which user is using the applications, which user is not meeting the 85% utilization requirement. And probably you can prompt them internally to just be active on these applications. So the resources in the links here, we'll be able to share them if you're an Office 365 administrator, for you to go through it and ensure that the staff in your organization are meeting the requirements. So I'll just go to some of the questions, because these changes started sometime last year, and we did release a blog post on the respective TechSoup sites. If it is TechSoup Tanzania, we have a blog post regarding the changes. If it's TechSoup Kenya, we have a blog post regarding the same. And some of you were able to reach out to us with their questions and concerns, which I think probably will also be asked in this webinar, and we'll be able to clarify. We can just go through them, and then we will be able to have a Q&A session. You can unmute and ask after we've gone through these questions. So a top question is that, are there any changes to my existing licenses? You'll still be able to use your on-premise products, the perpetual ones, in your VLSC account. So those ones will still remain there. Your existing software assurance benefits will be honored for the contract term of 2 years. So if you purchased a Microsoft Office standard product software assurance in December or maybe November or sometime last year, the 2-year contract term still applies for you to get an upgrade. And then after the 2 years lapse is now you'll no longer have access to software assurance. So if you have a current software assurance contract ongoing, you'll still be able to use it until it expires. Are there any changes to my Microsoft cloud licenses? No, the changes are only applied to the on-premise Microsoft products. So no changes on the cloud products, or how you access, or pricing also does not change. It still remains as is. What if I do not have dependable internet connectivity? If you do not have stable internet connectivity, the on-premise Microsoft on-premise products, the Office applications will still be available after April 4th, but now no longer as a donation, but as a discount. So you'll have to pay probably a higher premium for you to get the on-premise discounted software. It will still be available, but at a much higher fee. Cloud subscriptions are including Microsoft 365 Business Premium, have downloadable applications that you can install in your desktop and be able to use them offline. We had covered this, that with Business Premium, the 10 free package, you'll be able to download Office applications to your desktop. So even if you do not have internet connectivity, you can still be able to use the applications. And then once you get access to internet and we've synced your desktop documents to the cloud or to OneDrive, it will be automatically replicated in the cloud. Another question is, what if I need more than 5 days to download the on-premise software? If you need more than 5 days and the link has expired, just reach out to us and we'll generate a new link and share with you. You'll be able to download the software, the on-premise software, through the Microsoft 365 Administration Center. What if I have an Office 365 E1 or E2 license as a donation offer? You'll still be able to use the existing E1 or E2 licenses at no fee and renew for the coming years at no additional cost. There is a cap of 2,000 licenses that organizations must still meet, the utilization requirement as well. So for the E1 and the E2, you can get up to a maximum of 2,000 licenses. And also you must, since it is a free subscription, you must meet the 85% utilization requirement that we had mentioned for you to continue using this free subscription. Also to mention something that I have just remembered, under the Microsoft discount on-premise software is that there's also a minimum requirement for you to be eligible for them here under on-prem and then discounted. We did say that with donation, there is a limit of 50 licenses. That's the maximum that you can currently purchase. But of course, once it goes discounted on April 4th, there'll be no limit in terms of the number of licenses that you can purchase. You can purchase as many as you require, but there is a minimum, which is 5. You have to first get a minimum of 5 licenses. So under discounted, you cannot purchase one Microsoft Office standard product. They need to be a minimum of 5, and you can get as many as you want. That's something that I've also just remembered. And now we can take any questions.
Yes, Lydia, I'll highlight from the chat box. Adrian is asking, what is the storage size for OneDrive on the free business premium?
Okay, very good question, Lydia. So storage for all the plans, storage for the business plans, storage for the enterprise plans, whether free, whether paid, is the same. Actually, with the business plans, business basic, business standard, business premium, and E1, you get a size limit of 50 GB per user. That is for your emails. And you get 1 TB, 1 terabyte for your OneDrive for storage of documents. But for E3 and E5, you get unlimited. It has an archiving feature that gives you unlimited storage. That is for E3 and E5. But the others, you get 50 GB for your emails and 1 terabyte for storage of documents.
Okay, thank you. Kefan, I think is asking, how does the organization apply for the business premium grant for less than 10 members?
Okay. Thank you for the question. The first step is to, I don't know if my colleagues are able to include the link in the chat, but the first step is to register on the Microsoft for Nonprofit website. We'll also be able to share that link together with the recording and this presentation after the webinar. So the first step is to register on the Microsoft for Nonprofit website, go in there, create an account, fill a form. They ask basic questions, just like organization mission, your address, where you're located, number of employees, just very basic information. You submit that form, and then you'll see a message that Microsoft has sent your registration to TechSoup to do validation, because TechSoup is the only organization mandated in the world to do validations for Microsoft. So it will come to us. If you're in East Africa, it will come to us. We do the validation. We ask you for certificate of registration and the tax document. If it is Uganda or Tanzania, it will be the TIN document. If it is Kenya, the KRA PIN, also TIN for organizations in Ethiopia, and as well as the certificate of registration. So we validate, we let Microsoft know that we've completed the validation, and they send you an email saying you've been successfully validated. After you receive that email from Microsoft, you now come back to us and we give you the 10 free licenses. Just to note, it may sound easy as we are talking, but we just don't give you the licenses and you start using them immediately. Like you start sending out and receiving emails immediately. So once we provision you with the licenses, there are a few configurations or setups that need to be done. For example, we need to gain access to your cPanel where your domain is hosted and point the emails to Microsoft servers. And if they are completely new mailboxes and you do not want email migration, or maybe you are using your personal Gmail for official use, and so they are mixed, your office emails are mixed to the Gmail, you wouldn't want to migrate that to 365, you want to start on a clean slate, then you'll only have to do to point your records to Microsoft servers and you start using the subscription. But if you want to migrate your previous emails to cloud, you can still get in touch with us. We come analyze your cPanel, your mailboxes, and we'll be able to offer a quotation. Again, we try to be as affordable as possible, even in our services, the DNS redirect service, the email migration service, we still try to be affordable compared to the other vendors, because even as ourselves, we are a non-profit and we understand the struggles that go into this and the IT budgets. So you can just reach out to us and we'll offer you, recommend and offer you the quotation.
Thank you, Lydia, for that elaborate feedback. Mesha Kumbinda is asking, or is taking note that Visual Studio seems to have been removed from the current donation offers. Is it coming back or has it been discontinued?
Yes, it will come back, but on April 4th. So you'll notice Visual Studio, even Windows operating system, they are currently not in the catalog, but they'll be back as at April 4th.
Okay, thank you. Nancy is asking, will their organization need to register on the platform again if they need access to the various licenses or softwares?
Well, actually, no. If you have an existing Microsoft account and you are requesting for an on-premise software and you get to that point where you're prompted to create a Microsoft account and you have an existing one, no need for you to create a new one. Just let us know that you have an existing one and we'll guide you on how to proceed.
Adrian is asking, this might be slightly unrelated to Microsoft. Other TechSoup chapters in the US have access to donated equipment from vendors such as HP. And here is speaking about computers. Does TechSoup Kenya have similar access? And then the second question is, are there any offers for financial software like QuickBooks? Maybe I can take the first part. In terms of one of the conversations that we continue to have, even as a TechSoup network, is indeed we have to acknowledge the fact that as much as we are encouraging nonprofits to access software, there's a challenge around hardware that we have to be cognizant of. Now, yes, the US chapter do have access to vendors who are able to support in terms of hardware. For TechSoup Kenya, last year we were able to receive a grant that we were able to support some of the nonprofits. We continue to want to upscale that offer in terms of having a long-term partner come on board to be able to also have computers or hardware within the catalog. So that is an ongoing conversation, but we have received a grant to be able to support some of the organizations in terms of hardware. Lydia, you can take the bit around financial software like QuickBooks.
Yeah, again, just like Natasha has mentioned, we do have some products that are available in other chapters that are still not yet available here. Other than hardware, we also do have some softwares that are not available, such as financial or accounting software, QuickBooks. Also, Adobe is a very highly requested product that unfortunately is still not yet here. We are not in a position to provide it at the moment, but hopefully in future we'll be able to.
Yeah, I don't. There are no more questions.
No more questions. Okay. I just wanted to mention courses that we have. Because other than organizations purchasing the Microsoft Cloud products, It still has many other applications in it, and probably some of your staff are not sure on how to maximize on. We do have Teams and OneDrive, even just Outlook. So we do have courses that complement these applications that guide you on how to use these applications. So we have a course under Microsoft Digital Skill Center. I'm not sure if you're able to see the page that I'm on. I moved from the PowerPoint.
We're not yet. No,
Okay.
I think what you have on screen is something different.
Okay. Types of courses, I think also my colleagues will be able to share this link in the chat. The Microsoft Digital Skills Center courses that you can complement together with the applications. So there are courses on how to use the applications such as Excel, Teams, Power Apps courses, how to use Word, online Word version of Microsoft, the Microsoft Cloud online version of PowerPoint, Power BI for data analysis software, how to create engaging virtual event meetings or conferences using Teams as well. There are quite a number, and we do charge a small premium for these courses, which is per individual in your organization. I can just click on the Excel one. It goes for $15 for all these tracks from 101 to 106. So we do have something small that we charge for these courses that you can consider to take up for some of your staff. Teams is $70 and it caters for all these tracks. Ask the expert, Teams 101, Teams 201, how to run effective remote meetings. You have some time, you can just go through them. They are self-paced courses that you can do at your own free time, and you get a certificate at the end of the course after successful completion. See some more comments. Oh, okay, all right. So again, we'll be able to share the resource, the presentation, as well as the recording. We have some more additional resources that we haven't mentioned here. A video just to guide you on how to request the products, the on-premise products, taking note of the changes. So how the new change is looking like, how you will download the products through Microsoft 365 Admin Center. A link to a free consultation whereby you can, there's a very simple form to fill with the product that you're interested in, what time we can call you, your number, your email address, the Microsoft Digital Skills Center courses link, our catalog, and then the blogs mentioning the different plans available, the changes, how we can come in to assist you with migration to your cloud, and also the utilization requirements. So as we mentioned, just lastly, these are the changes that will happen after 4th. You'll notice that under on-premise, the donation section is no longer there. So everything will move to discounted. Again, just take advantage of the current pricing because it will go up 3 to 4 times from April 4th. Everything will now be discounted. They'll be available, the on-premise softwares, all of them will be available, but at a higher premium. And cloud, nothing will change for cloud, it will remain the same. Again, also you can mix and match the business and the enterprise plans. You can have some on the business maybe premium, have some on Office 365 E3, you can mix and match the licenses. Then the courses is what we had mentioned. And I think that is the end of our webinar. Again, we had slated for this to end at 11:30. So if you still have some questions, feel free to unmute and ask. So we have a question from Rotary Kenya office. I don't know if it is a question. Thanks for the presentation, very informative. I do not know of the Microsoft 365 offers I purchased in December. Hopefully, we'll use this end of this year. I think you mean that you had some Microsoft public cloud, Microsoft 365 cloud licenses that you purchased but haven't utilized, and you're looking at using them by the end of this year. We encourage you to do that, also considering the 90-day period. If you don't use them within 90 days, you are at risk of losing the licenses. So just encouraging you to explore the applications that come with Microsoft 365. And Nancy, can we use Google Email Server and 365 at the same time simultaneously? Unfortunately, no, because of course these two are competitors. So it is either you direct your emails to the Google server or to the Microsoft server. So you cannot use both of them simultaneously. Maybe unless you have two separate domains. But if you're looking at using the same domain, you cannot use both of them simultaneously. You're welcome, Nancy.
Yeah, thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Lydia, for really giving us an elaborate presentation this morning. I think let's allow Rotary Kenya, perhaps if you could unmute and just give us clarity in terms of your query. Rotary. Oh, from the comments, they meant that they purchased 365 from a different vendor, I believe, and they did not know about the TechSoup offer. Yeah, that is a comment. But I wanted.
I was on mute. Yeah, just again to take advantage of the donated plans, the free plans. If budget is an issue, we've given you a variety of options for the free plans. So if you have a limited budget, just take advantage of the free plans.
Yeah. So in the chat box, we have shared different resources, but even as we share the recording as well as the presentation, we will also share our contact resource. Please feel free to reach out to us. As TechSoup Kenya, we continue to advocate in terms of really trying to meet your organization tech needs in terms of not only access to software, but also in terms of support and services. So please feel free to reach out to us. We continue to, of course, navigate these changes to even as we gear up to see what April 4th lies for all of us. So thank you for your questions. We'll continue to reach out with any information that we know affects you as a nonprofit in terms of the changes. But thank you so much also for taking time, for your input, for also being very engaging in this process. Thank you so much. Look out for the resources we'll share by Friday, and feel free to share with the rest of staff in the organization. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lydia, as well for being the expert today. Quite insightful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I do want to take this opportunity to wish you a good day, depending on which part of the country or the continent you're coming from. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and just be on the lookout for another webinar in the month of March, just to answer some of your queries regarding the questions. We'll be having a follow-up webinar in the month of March. We'll take note of your questions and answer them all together. Thank you again for attending this webinar. You can just feel free to drop off. Have a good day.
Thank you and good day.